Everyone, so today's video is going to be brought to you by changing little Eliza and outfit as following. It's the baby grow that you've seen me use a time or two with the little chicks on it, or ducks. A little bit of hair brushing, little bun, a lily do nappy, and we're on a new quilt. So I'll see you in a second, and I'll also be answering a viewer's question. See you in a minute. Hi everyone, so Eliza is lying waiting to be changed, and I have all the bits that I've just shown you. But before I carry on, thank you for your comments on my video yesterday. Much appreciated. I believe I've answered everybody now. And as I was going through the questions, a person whose username is Pucker456, I'll just pop that up here, asked basically, what were the reactions when I first took a baby out, and how do you respond to people, or have people ever shouted rude stuff at you across the street, sort of thing. So I thought, well, I'll do a video about that. As I change Eliza, and as well as changing Eliza, I need to show, literally show off this, just let me move Bun. I need to show off this quilt. If I lift Eliza, actually, come here, sweetie. If I lift Eliza, and you can see this quilt, it's satin, and it has hand sewn roses in it, these tiny little roses all over it, done rather like a Swiss dot, but it's a Swiss dot that's an actual little rose. Like I say, all handmade, and it is beautiful. I bought it with the idea of aging it, and using it not for my reborns but for my Blythes, and for photography in general. And I need an aged look for that. So I was going to come on and ask, how do I age this properly? You know, what substances should I use? I mean, should I be using coffee or tea and soaking them? And in which case, if I'm using tea and coffee, how do I make it colour fast? But I don't think I can possibly alter this because it's so beautiful. And it's lined on the back with a really soft cotton. So yeah, I wanted to swing on and show this. Like I say, it's handmade, it's beautiful. Let me put Eliza back on there and we'll get to changing her. But I did need to show it because it's just so lovely, you know, it really is beautiful. So let's change Eliza back into this JoJo baby grow. That's this one. I can't resist her in this, and I think that very often we buy so many clothes in, and we never get a chance to put baby back into something that you really love because you have that much stuff coming in at a time. Well, I'm doing my very level best to repeat what outfits I've used on my babies, because I don't need to be keeping this hobby fresh for me. I don't. And I like what I like, you know, and I particularly love this simple baby grow with the little ducks all over it. I just love it. And again, it's in 0 to 3 months. Again, I will say that the 0 to 3 from JoJo and from a number of other places fits the Laura kit beautifully. And this is Eliza Moon, as everybody knows, my Laura kit. She's just absolutely stunning. So let's get her changed. I will speed this part up, and then I'll come back and answer that question. But yeah, as I say, I will be speeding this up, and to make another referral to the whole editing thing, which I think is truly ridiculous. And I think that the problem with this community is things go around like Chinese whispers and get blown out of proportion very, very quickly. Now, I'm wondering whether the idea that you shouldn't edit your videos, or not editing your video, is a plus point, it's something to be proud of, is probably coming from the point of view of you're hiding something. There's something going on where you're hiding something because you're editing. Well, that is not the case. Whoever said it, and I do not know who said it, because these things spread like wildfires. I do not know who said it, but they are categorically wrong, because certainly nobody's trying to hide anything when they edit a video. They're just trying to make the video nice to watch. It's as simple as that, you know, entertaining, because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to entertain and, I don't know, yeah, entertain the public, if you like. You're trying to hold attention and not make it unpleasant to watch. And very often a video can be very, very laborious and dull. And you're showing lots of things that people aren't going to be interested in. So you just clean your video up a bit, you know, and you make it pleasant to watch. So wherever it started, I do not know. But for me, it stops here, because editing is absolutely fine. And yeah, if you've got the time, do it. But if you don't know how to do it, then don't do it, you know. But editing is fine. So I'm going to cut away and edit and speed this little bit up, because, yeah, I've held you already too long. I'll see you in a minute. Going to put a fresh nappy on, but it looks like we don't need one. This one's actually not looking tired at all. It's absolutely fine. I am using a nappy to bulk up, you know, to give her a more rounded appearance in the baby grow. So yeah, on to that question. Right, nobody has ever approached my pram, even given me a second look as I push my pram down my village streets. I live in quite a small village. Jade will attest, it's a small village. So everybody's going to know everybody else. And that was my point of concern, most concern, was everybody's going to know that I haven't got a newborn baby. And what am I doing with a pram? So with that in mind, I was always very, very concerned about going out with my pram, even my new one. And honestly, nobody bothers. They don't look, they don't give a second look. Have never, ever had a rude comment, a nasty comment. And when I've been out into the wider world, you know, when I've taken pram and baby into the larger towns, I've had even less interest, to be honest. And the reason for the less interest is I don't make it obvious, you know. I don't bring attention to myself. I am confident that my babies are realistic and therefore pass as real. So nobody's going to give me a second look. I don't crave attention. I absolutely hate those videos that we see where they're reaction videos, where people give reactions to the reborns. I loathe them. It's kind of defeating the object of the artist, actually, which is to create a baby so realistic, it's so real, you don't actually, it completely, correction, you completely pass in a group of people that you got a real baby. So why would you draw attention to the fact that it's a doll? I hate those reaction videos. I won't watch them. I think it gives us a bad name. I really loathe them, and I do have friends on here that do it. I do, and I just cringe. And they know I cringe. They know I don't like it, and they know I don't watch their videos if that's what they're doing, or that week or that day, you know, because I refuse to watch that rubbish. That's, well, it's, why draw attention and deflect away from the beauty of the reborns, even if people say, oh, how beautiful, they're marvellous, and you leave a card. No, I'm not free advertising anything for a start, because that's just not what I do. I do not free advertise for anybody, no matter how great an artist is or anything. If they're not paying me, I'm not advertising for them. You know, their work speaks for itself. I don't have to promote it by pushing it into the general public. So no one has ever bothered, given me a second look. I have been out with baby. I have been, obviously I haven't been on public transport. I've been on train, because I think train's all right, but especially on my local lines, because they're actually, the local lines are actually quite empty. You know, I wouldn't go out at rush hour anyway. I have been on trains, but I don't go on public buses. So I've been dropped off in town and gone into town with baby and a pram, and I've gone for coffees, and, you know, I've had a little bit of lunch while I've been out, because I do that. I eat alone. I'm quite happy to. And when I've taken baby with me, because I just like the feeling of pushing a pram, it's fabulous. And I love prams. I'm addicted to prams. I've never had not even a second glance, honestly. And certainly no one would ever shout something at me or at anyone else, I don't think. I don't believe that would happen. That somebody would shout abuse at somebody pushing a pram. I honestly don't think that has ever happened. I mean, obviously, tell me if it has, but I can't imagine people doing that. I mean, because if you're walking with a pram with your baby in it, why would a stranger assume that you were a complete nut job with a doll in the pram? They wouldn't, because you're pushing your pram with purpose. You're proud of your realistic looking baby. I really don't. By all means, correct me if I'm wrong, but I cannot imagine people hurling abuse in the street at a woman pushing a pram, because that's all we're doing. The people that draw attention to themselves, what do you fucking expect? You know, people react badly if they've been duped sometimes, and duping somebody, you might get a bad reaction. So don't make it obvious. Just be proud that you're walking with a piece of art in a pram. No, I've never had a problem. Never, ever, ever. So, I hope that answers your question, Pucker. But to sum up, I wouldn't have a problem anyway, because I don't act like there's anything wrong. You know, because let's face it, there isn't anything wrong. And it has taken me a while to realise that there isn't anything wrong, and to truly believe it, because like I've said before, I've always felt like a bit of a dick. But that's misconceptions that you believe yourself, instead of just being logical. And literally, what harm are we doing pushing a pram with a piece of art in it? We're doing nothing wrong. Nothing objectionable at all. So I've just used the Mustela again. I swear by this Mustela. It doesn't harm anything, I promise you. It doesn't. Nobody's suddenly gone bald or anything like that from me using this. And I don't use it often or a lot. This is just still the same bottle as I've always had for months and months and months and months and months. Probably well over a year now. I do advise other people have it, and it just smells of sunshine, and it holds the style in place. I will pop a hat on her now and go back to her, and it will be in the same place as it was when I left it. Now I am going to put some cling film on, although I hate it. I do hate it, and I can't see the point of it, not really. I just, while it's drying, while the Mostella's drying, I don't encourage the hair to frizz up, because you have to be careful with hair. You don't want it felting. I will pop that on, just, you know, gently and loosely. And then pop her hat on as well, because I love the look. And I'll tuck that in there. What the eye don't see, the heart don't grieve about. Isn't that the truth? Again, I've always said smoke and mirrors, guys, smoke and mirrors. And there we have it. She's all dressed again. And I know you've seen this before. But yeah, I want to get the use out of it that I should be getting. And she's got little Bun Bun. She's got so many toys. But this little Bun Bun, I do tend to like lying on his back so that you can see his little tail, because I think he looks so cute. So cute. There we go. Let's pose our bunnies. And that's it. That's all I've got for you today. Suffice to say, thank you very, very much for all your comments yesterday on my video. That was much appreciated. And like I say, I think I have answered everybody. Thank you again. And no, I don't have any problems when I take Pram out. And yeah, reverted back to the beginning with little Eliza, who I keep calling little Eliza. I mean, she's hardly likely to ever be big, which is marvellous. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll catch you in another video soon. And be free, edit your videos.